Hi, Sagittarius. So when I was shuffling the deck, there were some messages that I was seeing that were talking about getting into a place of examining your past relationships and realizing that there's an energy of being in relationships that either become very toxic or there's an element of addiction or a component of addicted behavior, whether it was your partner was very possessive or you have become very dependent on them. And this is something that you will be thinking about quite a bit, kind of the nature of your relationships and why they go the way that they go. If you haven't begun to think about that already, based on what I'm seeing here. Now, as I'm looking over your cards at the bottom of the deck, this is talking about you ending a situation. You've really closed yourself off emotionally based on a few things. And I think that has a lot to do with what we were just talking about, where you've kind of already started that process of thinking like, why do things go the way they go? Or how do I end up choosing these types of partners, right? The thing about it though, is that I'm seeing that something here ended. And I think that however it ended, because we have the Death and then the Six of Wands reversed in the Tower, what seemed like a really minor argument, or like it was just a disagreement, or that someone wasn't paying you attention or you weren't paying someone else attention, suddenly it's like, oh my gosh, this is it. Like, this is real. This is happening. This really wasn't ending. Whereas the energy here, it's kind of like this was a love game, or this was something that maybe you both had an energy of like giving up on the situation and then walking away and then coming back and then arguing, and then one of you would apologize. And now it's like whatever the plan was, whoever feels as though they were completely abandoned, I think they initially walked away thinking that the person they were dealing with would come after them, and they're coming to the realization that that just isn't going to happen, right? So now we have some reflection going on and a lot of worry. And this is the energy of really thinking about who you can trust, who's given to you in your life, who has been there for you and who hasn't, and thinking about the times that you were your happiest. I think that with this Nine of Swords and the Fool, this is you worrying that you may not get back to a place of ever being happy. And I think that a lot of your fears are unfounded, but there seems to be a couple of relationships in your past that have made you feel that way. And that could be why things went the way they did with this person. This could have been fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This could be Queen of Swords with the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This could be the both of you always never seeing eye to eye. It looks like one of you walked away, which may be you, Sagittarius. And then the air sign, because of that, got into a space of taking their love and holding back, right? And it kind of is seeming as though you may be the runner in your situations based on what's happened to you in your past. So we're going to take a look at this, because it's kind of coming through that whoever ran away was expecting this person to follow, and maybe that was always the dynamic of the relationship. But it seems as though now there's the realization that that's just not going to happen, right? So your situation, Sagittarius, is the Moon. This talks a lot about being unclear as to what's really going on. You may feel as though you're overly emotional or more emotional than you've ever been. So I'm sorry to tell you that, because the energy that's coming through here is one of someone who kind of either suppresses emotion or they get triggered and they try to either remove themselves from the situation or kind of avoid like any issues that may be something that would lead to having really heartfelt conversations or being vulnerable, which is very understandable if you've been in relationships where you've been hurt, right? That's a defense mechanism. You're going to be having kind of an issue with it's not only your subconscious, but it's also your emotions, right? It's like there's things that will be nagging at you that maybe in the past have not been an issue when you left a partner. But there's something about this energy where you're not sure what exactly is going on. The moon can talk about deception, and your oracle cards do show that there's some sort of deception being exposed. But I feel like, Sagittarius, this could be some self-deception on your part, because we also have somebody not feeling as though what they expected to have happen came through. So that's kind of that runner energy that I was picking up on. If you ran away from someone, you could have been telling yourself for however long this has been since you've been in communication with them, like, oh, they're coming back, they're coming back. I feel like you're now starting to realize that this person may not be coming back. The reason why I think this is your energy, Sagittarius, and that you're the runner is because the past energy that's influencing your situation is the Nine of Cups in the reverse. So we go back to the energy of the Eight of Cups, which is you walking away, right? There's a lot of disappointment and there's feelings of being let down, and it could be that the person you're dealing with, because this is kind of their pile over here, they feel as though you've let them down. You feel as though they've let you down, but there's not enough communication really going on here to be able to come to some kind of resolution. This really looks like kind of a Cold War or some sort of standoff. So I feel like you're trying to figure out what to do next, right? Your thoughts are the Five of Cups in the reverse. So I feel like you're going to get to a place, Sagittarius. That's exactly what I was going to say. This could be that Gemini or air sign that we talked about in the bottom of your deck spread. But I think that if you ran, it's probably because you were in a space of feeling like whoever you were running from, well, it was kind of fun or kind of nice. They were easily replaceable, or they were someone that you didn't feel as though, I think you felt like they'd never leave to start off. But then after that, I think that that's kind of part of that deception of like, well, I don't really care. I'm not really invested. It doesn't really matter, right? But it seems like there's been an energy of coming to the conclusion that this person actually really did matter. And that when you left, you weren't thinking about what life would be like without them. You were just kind of doing what the pattern of the relationship was. But with this 8 here, this is showing me that that cycle needed to change. And so that's probably why this person actually put an end to dealing with this, right? There's a lot of energy of regret. There's a lot of you looking at the past. There's a choice that needs to be made here. But right now, I feel like with that moon being your overlying energy, you are just really in the realm of emotion. We have one card for action. That's it. And we have 2 cards for communication, but they're both coming out in the reverse. So I don't feel like you're even really talking to this person, and I feel like you don't know what to do next. This is just kind of you spending a lot of time sorting out your emotions, and I think really coming to the realization that this person meant more to you than you thought. Because what you're feeling is the 8 of Wands. So this is you feeling like you want to move the situation forward. Suddenly you're realizing like, wow, I'm really in love with this person. I'm in a space of feeling like I need to get a hold of them. I got a text, I got a contact. I feel really good when I'm around this person. Nobody else compares. I need to go back, right? What you want is the King of Pentacles. So it looks like you've come to a conclusion that this is where you want to be. And what's interesting here is that the King of Pentacles is looking toward the future, but the card that he's looking at is the Five of Pentacles, which is why this all happened, was that somebody left, right? And so I feel like, Sagittarius, you're having a hard time moving forward with someone else, because if you notice this card, he's actually facing the past. He's very committed to the past, and it doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man that I'm reading for. Please take the energy however you need to take it. But the King is coming out because this is showing that you're in the final stages of feeling like you could make a commitment to this person. Unfortunately, it looks like it took you to lose this person or be at a distance from this person to be able to get into a space where you were finally ready to be with them. So hopefully it won't be too late, right? Anything else for what you want? Queen of Cups, Page of Swords. So this is literally the energy of you wanting to tell someone that you love them. Now, what's interesting here is this is also kind of a double-edged sword, because this is you wishing that you didn't love this person. This is you actually wishing that you could cut all of the emotions out of your life and just kind of go back to life as you knew it before you met this energy that's coming through here. So I think that's probably part of what your struggle is right now, right? Is trying to decide, like, how do I get back to who I was before this happened? How do I stop feeling? Because I didn't feel much of anything before I met this person, and I was okay with that. You know, and even though it felt really good with them, now I'm not me anymore. I'm not able to just walk away from this like I walked away from everything else. I'm not okay, right? I'm just looking. I think that's it for once, why it's happening, because someone left, right? You know, Sagittarius with the Eight of Swords, if you're the kind of person that gets triggered to leave when things get a little bit too intense for you emotionally, this Eight of Swords is really talking about old scars and you allowing those scars to dictate how you communicate and how you think, okay? So now is a very good time to take time with yourself and really kind of sort out this feeling, these feelings that come with the moon, this deception that you're deceiving yourself. Or when the moon comes out, it talks about appearances. So this could very well be you always acting like you don't care when in reality you do, or always pushing people away when in all honesty, you just want people to love you or to hold you or hug you, right? Because your person, the intimacy card came through over here. So I think this was somebody that you had a very deep connection with. I think this is someone that you know, with the Seven of Cups and the Three of Swords, this is almost the energy of like, I can't believe this is over. I can't tell if this is over. Is this over? It's never over when this argument happens, but it seems like it's really over. And then I finally realized I got the person that I've spent my whole life dreaming about, and it's over, right? This was somebody, it looks like they knew you well enough that when you would kick and scream and run or whatever it was that you do, they were able to love you through that feeling, right? And so I think for a lot of you, you feel very betrayed because this person didn't come after you this time. You feel like they gave up on you, and you feel like this is someone that understood you, right? They understood why you acted the way you acted. All right, Sagittarius. Your obstacle right now is the Six of Swords in the reverse. So, couple things here. You're not moving forward. And you're not moving forward because the thing is that when you left, because we go back to the energy of the Five of Swords, which talks about somebody who is trying to one-up someone, or it's kind of a power play, it's a mind game, it's a control thing. And I feel like for a lot of you, that's kind of how you hold on to control, is by either being distant or removing yourself, right? I think some of you may be dealing with your divine feminine or divine masculine, take it however you need to, because I did a divine masculine reading not that long ago. And I was reminding the masculines not to allow their feelings to control them. The hard part is they weren't allowing themselves to feel their feelings. And that in itself was controlling their behavior, even though they were trying so hard to actually control their feelings by not feeling them at all, right? So that's kind of the energy of the Six of Swords in the reverse, is that you're not able to move on from the way that things went with your person. It looks like there was an argument, there was some sort of kind of power play, like I said, where you left, you know, and wanted to put that person back in their place, or be like, you know, how could you speak to me this way? Or how could you XYZ? And that was your way of being able to regain control of the situation. But now it looks like it's actually not gone in your favor, right? In essence, you ended up hurting yourself. That's exactly it. So we've got Six of Swords reversed, Six of Wands reversed. This is interesting because look, this is literally what I was talking about. See this guy and this woman, and he's running and she's chasing, right? that really just sums up your obstacle right there. Not to mention that you're speaking two different languages, because this is someone who is going to talk to you and try to work through the energy of the moon, right? She's facing the moon. She's not afraid of her emotions or his emotions. This person is able to be able to try to talk to you and help you move into calmer emotional situations. Or this is someone who has kind of dealt with their stuff, whereas this is a very hasty energy. It's all action. It's like, I don't want to think, I don't want to feel, I just want to go, right? But the hard part is you're going in the wrong direction and you want this person to chase you or to follow you. And this person is very analytical, whereas you may be more hot-tempered or brash or just like ready to go first and then think later. And so that's causing part of the problem, right? You also feel like this person is coming after you too slowly. Tell me anything else for the obstacle. Okay. So here's the thing. I know that you can't tell if this is over because you're used to whoever this is dealing with you regardless, or trying to smooth things over or give to the situation. The thing about it is you're worried this person won't give you a second chance. I feel like you're also a little bit worried because when you were dealing with this person, it could be too that you kind of played the field or treated them like an option with the 7 of Cups coming out. And that's like what was the final straw for them. So there's something that you're going to have to go back and face if you want to talk to this person. You know, there's something that's going to have to be addressed here. And it's big enough that it's got you feeling like this energy coming through here may not forgive you. And for each of you, it's going to be something different, right? But you don't know until you try. And you living in the energy of the moon, that's you being confused and always having your emotions give you whiplash because you're on this roller coaster. So that's no way to be either, you know? I mean, you're going to have to figure out what's best for you. But something to consider, or the advice here, 2 of Cups in the reverse. So this talks about two people who can't be together based on circumstances. Looks like the circumstances here are honest communication. What's interesting, though, is that this is the energy of, are you sabotaging your own connections, right? I think that when we deal with a lot of really toxic people kind of early in life, you know, we build up those defense mechanisms where that's just kind of automatically what we do, right? But this is an opportunity for you to clear the air and to start off with some emotional communication and be available, and to kind of get to the bottom of this energy of the 8 of Swords, this cycle that it seems like you've been stuck in, right? Kind of seems like this air sign is very prominent in your reading. Tell me anything else. Queen of Pentacles reversed. So it looks like there's something that you should consider talking to someone about. There's, this almost looks like, to me, I mean, there's obviously a lot of people involved in this situation. And I know that I've read for the 2 of you, or the 3 of you actually before. It's kind of what I was looking at. Because I know last year, it seemed as though Sagittarius, you were kind of exploring your options and getting out of one relationship and then dealing with other people. But it looks like, to me, the advice or something to consider is to tell whoever this air sign is the truth about why you were non-committal, or why it seemed as though you treated this person like they weren't good enough, when it looks like over here they really gave to this, right? Yeah. I think it's time for some honest communication. And they're talking about here that I think this may have been a very sex-based relationship where you actually really caught feelings for this person, right? So I think that you're a little bit worried about if this can go the distance, if it becomes something that's emotionally available and not just sex-based. And that makes sense. But the advice here is to start slow, and really just open up in a way that you're comfortable with, because you have to do something. You can't stay like this. This is no way to be, right? Opportunity. Knight of Swords in the reverse. I don't mean to laugh, but when the Knight of Swords comes out in the upright, he's running away back to the past very quickly. This is where he feels safe, right? You have an opportunity to run back to the future. And not only that, but look, that's exactly what we were talking about with your Six of Wands. This was you running away from this person and expecting them to come after you. You have an opportunity now to turn your horse around and meet them halfway. What you're going to do with that, I don't know. Because in the reverse, the Knight of Swords talks about arguments. It talks about people being a little bit mad. If this is somebody that you ghosted or that has ghosted you, if you need to reverse the roles, please do so. It's not going to be easy to reintroduce yourself into this person's life, right? You probably wouldn't allow somebody to just come back, or if this is your story, you may not want this person to just come back into your life. But there is an opportunity here to address the issues exactly and to put in the work, which is really interesting because what you're actually manifesting is a relationship that works, right? Tell me more about the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is communication, healing. This is you looking at the situation, trying to figure out what about it made you feel stuck to the point that you felt triggered to have to leave. You trying to figure out, this is interesting, Sagittarius, because I think you're trying to figure out what's different about this person or this relationship. You can't tell if this is somebody that was sent to you by God or sent to you by the devil, to be quite frank. And I'm sorry for anyone watching for Sagittarius, but your Sagittarius is trying to figure out what this connection is, because anytime Sagittarius has been pulled to someone, it turns out to be so incredibly toxic that your expectations, Sag, are almost that you expect to be disappointed. You expect to see the worst, come out after you've invested in someone. And so this is you still kind of having your guard up, right? And hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. Spirit saying it's time for a new beginning. And that's very interesting because that's what's at the bottom of your deck, but that's also very much what you're worried about, right? I'm going to pull you some oracle cards and then we'll take it over to the extended reading to see how your person will receive you if you do decide to reach out, because that looks like it's weighing very heavy on your mind. Give me some advice, please, for Sagittarius. Very nice. Okay, yeah, that's a twin flame card. I was going to say I didn't do a twin flame last month, but I'll do it this month just in case you need it. The link will be down below. We have positive energy. Surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. Now, I don't mean to laugh, but if you look at your own energy, it's like that's what you're trying to do. You built a barricade between you and the devil, right? You're trying to keep it that way. You have a synchronicity. Your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. Notice them in order to increase the flow. You also have alchemy. You have the Midas touch right now, and every project you begin turns to gold. So I feel like that's actually telling you that you can make this work if that's what you want, right? I'm going to take this over to the extended reading, and we're going to take a look at your person, what they think of you and how they're feeling, how they're viewing the situation that you're worried about, and what they want from you. We're going to look at what they'll do and why they'll do it, how it'll affect you, and the advice to deal with it. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, and I'll speak to you again in the future. But in the meantime, take care. Bye. Now, what they want is the Star. So this person actually would like to heal things with you, right? They feel as though you're both divinely connected. They have a really strong pull to you. It looks as though you probably have some sort of soul tie, like I was saying, either twin flame or soulmate, or you've agreed to some sort of like contract in your charts. This person would like very much to have an opportunity to try to restore the harmony in the situation when it comes to you. That's that divine masculine card, like I was saying. I think this person would like you to have an awakening where you realize how much they gave to you or how much they cared about you. There's also the energy of them hoping that your third eye chakra will open so that you can see the divinity in this connection. This person is hoping also that you were able to stand in your own power since you've been apart, that you're still thinking of them. If you look, because we have this Queen of Swords and the Emperor is actually looking at her, which I wanted to show you, but they're hoping that you've started to really step into like yourself and what you want and start to really be able to set boundaries for some of the situations or people in your life that were taking you for granted. This person really wishes that you knew how much they truly cared about you, that it was genuine.